Hi, welcome to today's Foxy Little Nuggets, where we have a quick flick at basically tomorrow's headlines. These are the stories that will be coming up on the main channels later, but much more in depth. I'm just going to give them a quick flick. So this is where the theatre of the news meets the cold shower of reality. And somebody usually wishes they hadn't turned the microphone on. But first up, we're going to have a look at Burnham's High Street problem. He's been very big about the high streets and getting the high streets working again. Excellent. He wants to reinvigorate them, I believe is the term he used. It's a wonderful word. Can he do it? No. And the reason is, and it's one very, very substantial problem, it's illegal tobacco. It appears to be absolutely booming, which is more than the high streets. Convictions for illegal tobacco sales have fallen by nearly 30%, only 83 people convicted. Meanwhile, HMRC sees 1.9 billion cigarettes, worth more than £1 billion. Research from University College London suggests 1 in 4 British smokers have bought cigarettes from an illicit source. And, well, who can blame them at the price differential? What is it, about £17 now for a pack of 20? That's going up in October. It'd be near £20 for a pack of 20. What's the point if we can get it in the back of Sid's Caff for, I don't know, £4.50? Something like that. But there we go. So while the government talks about cleaning up the high street and getting it going, well, it ain't going to happen. Not while the illegal ciggies trade is working. Next up, and this is a cracking story which you'll find later, is Ted Cruz, Republican senator, a very forthright guy, speaks his mind. I like him. He said that Britain has fallen. His words. This is his verdict. This is after a policeman was convicted over reposting a meme. Stephen Gray was found guilty under the Communications Act. But no meme is criminal, he says. The UK has fallen. Now, I did the actual meme story itself a couple of days ago, I think, or a day ago. But the fact that this has made it all the way across the Atlantic for Ted Cruz, of all people, to pick up on it. And it goes to show how bad we are. In just 1 year alone, 12,000 arrests for things posted on social media. That's way more than any other country. Literally, Russia don't do this much. So it goes to show that we do have the most overbearing government that doesn't have a sense of humour. Of course, if you were joking about Christianity and whatever, that would be okay. But simply mentioning that if you eat bacon, you're not likely to marry a 9-year-old isn't inherently racist in any way. It's only the judge that thought that. Because, people who don't eat bacon can be Jewish or vegan or vegetarian. You see, the fact that the judge's mind went straight to that and the thought of, a 9-year-old girl, marrying a 9-year-old girl, and his thought went immediately to Islam as well, shows that the judge is the biased one. But there we go. Apparently you can't, you're not allowed to have a sense of humour anymore. Story 3, another cracker. Labour's early release scheme is falling apart. They keep changing the rules. It's yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. That's all you get out of Burnham. But now they've changed this, then they're going to change that. Oh, and then we've got to change this rule as well. Because every time they make a rule to try and keep somebody in, somebody else says, hang on a minute, you're not keeping these people in. And that's exactly what's happened. Domestic abuse campaigners have pointed out what is a rather glaring problem. You can be convicted of voluntary manslaughter, you'll still qualify. Involuntary manslaughter, and you're kept behind. Isn't that weird? The worst one, you can get released. Whereas accidental, you've got to stay in prison. It's a very weird way. So there's more headaches for the government. They don't actually know how to square the circle, partially because it's a very, very complex issue and partially because they're dumb. And it is a very dumb idea to release violent criminals onto the streets anyway. If you're going to do a release scheme, you say anyone convicted of a non-violent crime, top of the list. Anyone convicted of a violent crime ain't never going to happen. Not hard, is it? Well, it's not hard if you've got half an ounce of sense. But we are talking about socialists, so no. It does rather raise the question if anyone actually worked out the consequences of any of this. I don't think they did. This is one of those, let's have a bright idea. Oh, yes, everyone. Oh, that's really good. It's really good, yeah. They're all sitting around the table trying to out-venerate themselves. What a bunch of absolute tosspots. Anyway, Stephen Morgan, this is story 4. Stephen Morgan is our new farming minister, and he fainted. He was on a visit, and he saw some dead animals, and he fainted. Oh, my God. Oh, my giddy aunt. Oh. He was so stressed, clutched his pearls. Luckily, his maiden aunt was there and she cracked open the smelling salts. He readjusted his pinny and, he got on with it. I mean, what an absolute wet wipe we have. A farming minister, a man who's going to be dealing with an awful lot of animals, you'd think, and he faints at the sight of meat. Oh my God, what an arse we have. Now he's insisting it was not the meat, but we know it was. We know that all these little effete, feeble people. Oh, I'm so vertical. Oh, I'm faint at meat. Oh, God almighty. What's he going to do when the war comes and he's sitting in a foxhole, mopping up the last of his dog stew, trying to stay alive? Man's an absolute belter, isn't he? These people, where do they get them? They got central casting. Go send me 5 wet wipes and a wanker. And then they come up and go, oh, you can all be ministers now. Oh, that's good. Yeah. No wonder this country is going to the dogs at the rate it is when this is the standard of ministers we have. It's unbelievable. Oh, well. Mind you, that said, there's literally, and this is true, there's literally no one in DEFRA, politician-wise, with any agricultural experience. How do we think this is going to work out for the British farming industry? Anyway, we have and finally, and this one is absolutely unbelter. There is a Japanese macaque, which is a kind of small monkey-type animal, if you don't know. His name is Luca, and he escaped from the Highland Wildlife Park in Scotland. And then he returned home. He's a young snow monkey, as they're known, and he sparked a major, I shouldn't say sparked given the Highland burning, but anyway, he sparked a major search after disappearing from his enclosure, with members of the public warned, don't approach him. Now, we're not talking he's going to bite them and give them a plague. I've seen that film. No, it's just they're very tender animals. In the end, nobody had to catch him. Luca simply went off, had a look round and wandered back into the wildlife park of his own accord, where the keepers say he went back into his own cage, into their care, and he'll receive a quick health check, a couple of bananas, pat on the head and sent on his way, and he'll be fine. Now, I'm going to suggest that basically what you've got is this Japanese macaque escaped from prison, right, where he was fed, watered, had the company of other macaques. He went out and he looked at Scotland. He looked at Scotland after 20 years of SNP rule and went, I'm going back. Please, I'm going back. Put me back. And he's banging. And you can imagine him sitting there on the old jail cell, but only outside, rubbing his tin cup up and down, wanting to get back in. He's seen enough of Scotland. Thank you very much. And he runs in. He pulls the cage door and he locks it. He's going, I'm never going out there again. That macaque has got a lot of sense. Thank you very much. Let me know what you think. Thank you. See you later. Bye.